Okay, hey guys, welcome to the live. Hey Charmaine.
Hi.
Hey. Aspen said he would probably be here in a bit, but he's running behind or whatever, so he'll probably be here in about a half an hour or so. I think we should end the live before that happens, don't you?
I think we should give them time to get ready and get
And then
prepped and then get up there and then be like, okay, good night.
good night. There's support with Steffa. Hey guys, hey Ben, how are you? And support with Steffa. She says pop in a say hello and give you a like. That's it, eh? She's probably off to a Delphi chat after. On there. There's Charmaine. Hey guys, what is today? It's only Monday. It's Monday. Hope
It's
y'all.
Monday.
It's Monday. Hope y'all had a great day. Donating plasma. Can't chat and pump. I try. It's trying to like rub your tummy and pat your head at the simultaneously. I get it. Hey Travis, how are you? Gaming and sleuthing's in the house. Sharon. I think Sharon again. Charmaine, Sharon, Charmaine, Sharon, Ben. We'll get it there. There we go. Hey, Crafty, how are you? And I'm gonna skip Ben and Sharon for a bit there on there. Uh, Hi, Tara, how are you? Let's see who else. Fibro's in the house. Hi, Fibro. Uh, Tara, did I just say that, Tara? I feel like I'm either hallucinating or I said this. I hit
Yeah,
the like button. Did you? That's right. Charmaine, did you hit that like button?
I sure did.
Okay. Did everybody else hit that like button? All 27 people that are watching right now? Geez, Pascal had pretty close to 10K when I
Yeah,
was looking in his on that one.
I
Uh,
did.
Miranda, yeah. Hi, Pinky. How are you? There's Daisy Dukes. Hi, Daisy. She's just playing with emojis over there. It looks like. Hi, Jane from the country. Hope everyone is having a good night. Honestly, I was until my alarm went off.
It is. Me too.
I was like, it was like 5 to 7, and I'm like, fine, I'll get up. I got
Mhm.
really tired around 10 after 6. I get home from work, then my had dinner, and there was a big size dinner my husband made there, and then after that, I was just like, oh, I'm tired. I was watching Pascal. Um, we'll get into that stuff in a minute. So yeah, I hope and pray we find the missing kiddos. Sebastian and Elijah Vu are in my prayers. Absolutely. Um, Keep thinking about Elijah as well. Just beautiful little boy. You know that there's no good gonna come out of that one, and sad. I mean, it would be a miracle if there was, but I don't see that happening. Uh, Crappy parents there again, and boyfriend or whatever you want to call them. It's just disgusting to me what people can do to their children. It,
It
it,
is.
it
I,
is like if there was a special hell for those type of people, like in all honesty, um, I just can't believe what some people will do to their children. It's
yeah,
just
me neither.
disgusting. Yeah. Uh, uh, Daisy's. Hi. Let's see. I think. Oh, SRB. There we go. Just trying to catch everyone here.
Ivy just came. And Charlie.
Who's Ivy? I don't even
I
know.
don't know. I haven't heard from her in forever.
I feel like yeah. Should we? Well, I guess we could say hi to her. Oh, she has a wrench. She must be important.
Hmm. I don't think she's a member though, so.
Yeah, I don't think then not quite important then. Hey guys, will you please add captions for the? Well, I just I don't understand because after the lives, I can watch the show with captions on it. Like, it's not like I turn them off.
Oh,
The cap,
really?
yeah, like meaning if I was to go back and watch a live of mine right now, you know, it will play the words. That's why
Okay. Yeah.
I don't understand when Charlie says that because it's like one time I believe it was Charlie that said, like thank you for turning captions on. And I'm like, I didn't do anything. Like I can go back to a live and watch captions.
Well,
So
Ben just said you can't, he doesn't think you can add to a live stream, and I don't think you can either, like in real time captions.
oh, I see. I get what you're saying. Maybe that's what Charlie's saying.
Maybe.
Mm, I'm not sure. But I just know that after the live is over, Charlie. So yeah. So sorry, I didn't know it was about during the live, right? The captions will show once it's over on there. Yeah, I just kind of let YouTube do its thing with that.
Hmm.
So guess that sucks. I think he means when you play a video. Well, no. Well, I don't know. Explain yourself maybe a little bit better, Charlie, just so I completely understand. Right. Just no captions during live. Yeah. Okay. Um, okay. Okay. So yesterday was Mother's Day. Let's talk about that. How was your Mother's Day?
It was very quiet. That's all I really have to say about that. I'm up here all by myself, so I was I was by myself. I cleaned my car, so I was happy about that. I got all packed for my weekend trip next weekend, and yeah, did
Oh,
nothing. How was your Mother's Day?
great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ivy. Let's see here. So yeah, no. So Saturday, me and my husband had this gift card that was given to us when we were resident managers of a place in Calgary. And that thing is about 5 years old. So it was in my husband's wallet forever and a day. And then when he was emptying his wallet, because you know how men like cards and all these different cards or whatever. So I was like, huh, well, he was talking about going out for breakfast. I said, well, why don't we go to Montana's and then see if this card works after all these years? Because there was no expiry date.
Mm-mm.
Anyways, sure enough, it had still $50 on it from when we were
Nice.
given it. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was trying to check it online first, but it kept telling me I needed 20 numbers. And I'm like, there is 19 numbers here. There's not 20, there's 19. But, anyways, we get there. First thing I did was just simply ask, hey, is there any, does this thing still work? And then she came back and said, good news, there's still $50. So we went to Montana's on Saturday, um, and I had fish and chips. Now, I'm not a seafood person. In fact, I really don't like seafood for 99.9%, but I do like my fish and chips. So anyways, and then we went over to Marshall's, which is I guess is a store, to Home Sense. I don't know. I don't go out shopping either. If I shop, it's gonna usually be on Amazon. But anyways, so then the next day, my we needed some milk. So I said to husband on Mother's Day, he'd made me breakfast and he did all that stuff. And then we're gonna go over to IGA because he said he needed chocolate. Okay, he's a chocolate guy. But anyways, so then he's like, "Well, if Brown Social isn't busy, do you want to have dinner there?" So sitting there again, and I'm like, "Fish and chips, please." So, and honestly, I want to say Montana, your fish and chips sucks ass. Okay, I like Montana's, but their fish and chips sucks butt. Never order it again. Now, Brown Social, on the other hand, Brown Social, you guys make amazing fish and chips. Thank you so much for making that better than Montana's. Because Montana's, I don't know what it was about it, but you just touched it and it crumbled. It was like a crumble cake. And yet it was, but Montana or Brown Social, it was really good. So, anyways, basically my husband did everything for me yesterday. Um, and it was just a good day. It was nice. Sun was out, but we didn't spend a lot of time out in the sun because it was too hot in a sense. So I actually enjoyed the air conditioning or the coolness in here. But yeah, it was a good day. And then, went for that little walk over across the bridge to IGA and those Brown Socials and good day. Yep. And my son, guess what? Did you think he messaged me for Mother's Day?
Did he?
No, little shit, little stinker. Grateful child. one of these days, one of these days, he's gonna
Jeez.
be like, "Mommy, I need you." Yeah, I don't know, son. Let me
Yeah,
think about that. Shove him back up in the oven and redo him. That's what I want to do. Only from when he was like 14, 15.
yeah.
Basically. After that, he was a good kid. Anyways, okay. Yeah, I like Marshalls. Yeah, I'd never been in one before. I didn't realize that Marshalls. I thought Marshalls is a U.S. thing.
No, I love Marshalls. I love
Yeah.
it. It's where I buy all my hair stuff.
Well, Ivy says I like Marshalls, so you guys must have one up there.
Oh yeah, they're connected to Home Sense, and I want to
Yeah.
say Bed Bath and Beyond as well. But
Yeah. Hmm,
there's
hmm, hmm.
Marshalls all over the place in Alberta, and I'm sure I've been to one in Vernon too. Yeah.
Okay, within the stream setting. Ivy sent me something about stream settings here. So let's see. Enable closed captions is off. So do I want closed captions? Oh, won't let me do it right now. Maybe I'll try it for next time, Ivy. Um, I'll see if it works next time. She sent me instructions supposedly on how you can do it during a live. Um, why?
I might have a work call here, so if
Oh,
I
no
disappear,
problem.
I won't leave, but I'm gonna. You go ahead.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That's it. And Ivy, I think you're right. I have to do it. So I will look into that, Charlie, for you. Why do you think that fish and chips would be good at a restaurant chain is as barbecue based? I know you're talking about Montana's because every place that I go for dinner, I always get fish and chips. Doesn't fail, and almost all the time it's really good. But actually, one of the best ones for fish and chips, actually the best place, Charmaine, is OJ's. Got to stick to a place that know their. I know we do have places around here, but we do have. But Travis, we just wanted to use up the $50 thing, and I just don't. Honestly, if I like something, I just kind of stick to it, and like
And
it's.
OJ's has the best coleslaw
Oh, I
ever.
love their
I
coleslaw.
don't even know, like it's almost like they have like pickles or cucumber
Or,
or
yeah,
something in it. It just delicious.
my husband hates cilantro. He thinks that they put cilantro in everything. And he's like, "Does this coleslaw have cilantro?" And I'm like, "No, honey," because he always thinks that they like just stick cilantro. He hates. I don't mind cilantro. But he thinks that they stick it in everything.
I don't mind cilantro. I put it in my bruschetta. It's really good.
Yeah, I like cilantro myself.
Mm.
Anyway, that's just his British stuff going on there. Something I don't know. Anyways, okay. So let's talk about, I guess, Sebastian. I don't know. This case is starting to irritate me in a lot of ways, to be honest with you. I'm trying not to let it though, but it's I don't know. I just
I don't know if it's irritating so much as just so convoluted and muddy with the parents and all the crap.
yeah. So that's kind of what we're really going to talk about today. Mike, stop it! Every time Mike comes in, he's like, drop the link on there. Not right now. Maybe in a little bit. All right, on there. But okay. So Sebastian. So obviously and Tony and Seth were on Pascal's show tonight, and I'm sure there's about 10,000 people almost watching that at some point. Um, Lot to be said yet again. Um, I mean, I honestly, I'm shaking my head because I can't believe the whole stupidity of how this case is turned.
Mm.
And it's like, just shut up and adult up is what I feel like saying. Just shut the hell up, all of you guys. Focus on Sebastian. Stop with the pettiness. Stop with the curse words. Stop with the ridiculousness of it. And just get it to where it's supposed to be and act like you're adults. All of them. All of them is how I
So
feel.
Jennifer Coffindaffer had a live stream just before Pascal started, and she had Seth and Tony on, and that was, to me, very helpful, very beneficial. And it wasn't really a whole lot of talk about the case. We learned a lot about Sebastian from the time he was born all the way up until,
Yeah.
the last that Seth saw him. So that's what this platform needs to start doing, is start humanizing this little boy and remembering that he's real. This isn't a soap opera. This
Yeah.
isn't the Chris and Seth show. Not that I'm not saying that Seth is trying to do that, but this is what it's turned into, and it's really unfortunate. So if
Yeah.
you haven't seen Jennifer's yet, you should go watch it and go find out, what kind of baby he was and what kind of labor Katie had, and how old he was when he first started walking, and how he
Yeah.
had his first hamburger, stuff like that. Like really, really brought this back to what it's all about. This little boy.
So I'm just gonna say that kind of like I asked Seth a few times to come back up here. He came on here once. I literally, legitly. It's kind of pisses me off a little bit because that's exactly what I wanted to do. Just talk about Sebastian on the live. So I'm glad to see if I didn't watch Jennifer Coffin Daffer, but you told me about it, and that's what I wanted honestly for a long time. I just because it's about Sebastian, and honestly, like to know more about Sebastian, just who he was as a child, just the ins and outs in the sense of Sebastian. I thought would have been a really good live. Um, the few times I asked him to email me or whatever, he never did, or come
Hmm.
back up again. But anyways, so a little bitter, not a little bit. Okay, fine, just a little bit, just because I wanted to do that. So if hey, Jennifer Coffindaffer, if, type of thing, if she did that today, I'll go watch it later, because it should have been done a long time ago. Seth should have been done a long time ago. But I know Seth has been wearing himself thin. I know he's gotten frustrated. I'm just disappointed with how it's all turned, with like a big circus. And I'm not talking about just Seth, uh, Robin Rogers and Christopher Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot. I'm talking about some of the YouTubers have just gotten so stupid and ridiculous. They just live for the drama, live for the bullshit. Like I said, that whole time on, sorry, Climinati, but it was on Climinati, when Chris had called in and was pretending to be, a different person. And it was just like everyone was just laughing like it was a joke. And I said it multiple times now. I just found that so offensive that a missing child's going on here, and this is being treated as a joke. And I let him know that too, you know. So um I had I don't even know. I had messaged Christopher Proudfoot 3 times previously. The other day, he messaged me on Mother's Day, and said something. Actually, you know what? I'll just actually say what it said. Actually, there's nothing like. Where is he? Christopher Proudfoot. Um, so I had said, like I said, messages from a while ago. I knew that I was blocked, like some other people, not because he actually knew who I was at that time. It was just because he seemed to be on a blocking spree. So when he says that my stuff was in spam, that wouldn't be true. Because when I went over to my It's a Criming Shame Facebook, and then I went to his Facebook, I could see what other people were talking about. And on the one that I had messaged him on, which is my sunny, my Facebook one, um, I couldn't see those things. So um, so that was a bullshit. So I mean, on that part, but people lie for the stupidest of reasons. But anyways, he says your messages have been sitting in my spam folder. That's why you haven't received a response. What are your questions? Please list them so they can be read and not mixed inside of a message. I have a question for you. What makes your show any different for the rest of these shows who do nothing to find Sebastian? By the way, that's not a personal attack on you. Well, I'm not going to read my message, but it was basically just calling him out and saying pretty much I about his talking about what did I just kind of just the gist of it. Um all I was ever trying to do, first of all, you guys, and still do, is just try to put an actual timeline together. Um, anyways, basically, I just let him know that I wasn't exactly fond of him at all. And basically, just blasted him a bit in the sense of how he's been acting, um, about his narcissistic ego, that it could pretty much light up a nuclear plant type of thing. And, did it. And I just said, take care. Because I just figured I had no use really for anything more than he had to offer. But at this point, those messages were sent months ago. Um, now, then he said, you got a few minutes. Um, so I didn't actually answer back for, I don't know, 20 minutes because I saw that he was typing, little bubbles. And I was like, oh, here comes a lengthy, probably try to tell me off or something message. Anyways, the next thing you know, that turned into a report like, you got a few minutes. So I figured that meant he was going to try to call me on my Facebook Messenger. So I finally just said, hey, sure, it's Mother's Day. I'm sure it's not an easy day. Anyways, what's up? And then a few minutes later, he said, actually, you're right. It's Mother's Day. Enjoy your day. It's nothing important. And I said, perfect answer. Bless Katie on a hard day. Hashtag Sebastian. And I was glad that he said that because I was like, he's messaging me on Mother's Day. I'm not sure if he was with Katie. I would hope to think he was with Katie on Mother's Day. Um, but like honestly, I was like perfect answer because honestly, I could have probably sat there and talked to him. Honestly, again, I'm not here whether or not Christopher Proudfoot likes me or doesn't like me, if he's on the show, not on the show anymore, type of thing. At first, it was different because, like we hadn't seen all these other interviews at the time, type of thing. But now I think we know pretty much a lot of things, but there are still a few things I would like to know just regards to the timeline on there. But I was like, yes, perfect answer. It is Mother's Day. You shouldn't be talking to me, actually. You should be talking with Katie. It's Mother's Day. So I just left it at that, to be honest with you. Um, I mean, I would like to ask Katie a few questions about the timeline. I'm sure, just to clear up a few things, like about the dash cam and what time Sebastian. I just want a clear timeline for people. And there's still some missing key points in there. But again, it's Katie's and Sebastian's timeline. Or sorry, Katie's and Christopher's timeline, mostly, that have been given. And that's all we got to go on. We can't really, the only thing Seth can tell us about the timeline is that he got there at 8 o'clock and Christopher Proudfoot's mom was there and a few other things, but he can't tell us about the actual timeline. Katie's the only one that can tell us about the true timeline, you know, besides what she might have told Chris, but still, we'd all like to probably hear from Katie's mouth. Um, yeah, I was very disappointed in all that. Just, yeah, just a lot of swearing and stuff like that. I'm not gonna sit here and keep knock her, but I was just really disgusted that everyone was making a joke out of, like Christopher Proudfoot called in. Yeah, no problem, Charmaine. Mike, why would you lie about being a therapist? Wait, what? Why you say? I don't understand why you're saying that. And who are you, Telecline? I don't know why you're saying that. Like, how would you know? The only person that would say that, unless Telecline is Carl Ferguson with a different Google name, like Video's Deception Detective has done with Proudfoots and Seth. I don't know if that I've watched that, to be honest with you. Katie holds the key for sure. Um, yeah, like I don't like if that's Carl, if that's you, and you're hiding behind another name, because why would somebody else say that? You did that yesterday on there, but anyways, so Obviously, you guys know that up close and personal, I guess. Um, present because I've watched. Okay, but uh, that's fine. But this isn't a channel just to come in and call out somebody. You know, type of thing. It's like if I don't care, if I like, I don't care. He came on as a guest, regardless. I'm not gonna sit there and do no background check on every person that decides to come up here. Um, I get it, but it's not the time or the place, to be honest with you. Right here, I suppose. Okay, so you guys all know about this by now. Um, so Chloe says, "Good morning. As many of you know, I've been a private investigator on Sebastian's case. I've been involved since early March, and have it isn't inappropriate for him to go on your panel. My, well, I don't know that again, type of thing, but I'm not in here to have drama, you know, type of thing. So just all I'm saying is that I don't need someone. I don't need someone, trying to stir a pot in here. So if you have a problem or issue with Mike, that's a you problem, not a me problem on there and stuff like that. Okay. Again, it's not, I'm just not going to sit there and go, oh, here, let me check and see if Mike is a police officer and a therapist. If he says he is, or if he isn't, I guess he came in as a guest, you know, in a sense. I wasn't deeming it as a special guest, like a profiler or something like that. Yeah, just warning you, he isn't a therapist. And that's fair enough. So that's fair enough. Again, so now we'll drop it. Okay. Thank you for saying that. But again, I don't know who you are, right? So we're just gonna leave it at that. You guys, like I said, don't get started, please, in chat. Just drop it right now, please. We don't put up with just a bunch of, like I said, he said, she said by the seashore shit. I need to announce that I've been asked to step down. This decision was made after hard conversations in the congruence with boundaries I personally held in regard to the direction I believe my investigation should go. So obviously, there's differences of opinions that were going on there. Seth on a Pascal show had said that like he believes that they left off, on good terms and stuff like that. Um, yeah. Seth has and I have chosen different paths, but our goal stays the same. These cases are difficult, and discussions on who to involve in an investigation are not always agreed upon. As most know, I'm highly protective of the victims and families I serve. Everyone involved wants nothing more than to find Sebastian. Seth is aware I will never stop searching for Sebastian, and he does not want me to. I will continue as I have for 2 months. Just now, it will be independently. I'm open to questions. Okay, so, anyways, so obviously, both of those private investigators no longer are helping South. Chloe's going to be doing her own thing. Chloe is the one that had that phone call, um, with Christopher Proudfoot on there, and I think I told him in his message that, like, are you a dumbass, honestly? Like, how did you not know you were being recorded? Like, I don't know if he just doesn't care or um, that he just expects people aren't recording him. I mean, honestly, after all that time, he wouldn't realize someone's recording him, or maybe he just doesn't care, you know? So, Combat Wombat. Yeah. So, again, there's some names I'm seeing in chat. I don't know who you are. I'm not going to get into it. I'll boot y'all, not all of you in chat. I'll boot all of you if you don't drop it now, please. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. Um, like I said, we're not here to try to have arguments. If you think that somebody's something and they're faking being the whatever, again, that's that's my it's my channel. Simple as that, right? Well, he already called out your name, so that it's not like you can prevent that. It doesn't mean he's an idiot for doing that. Sure. We'll turn the car around. uh-huh. Yeah. All I'm saying is knock it off. Well, he said he was both. Okay, this conversation is not about Mike. Okay, guys? Last warning. If I hear one more thing about it, I'm just going to sit there and block you. You can go make a different account. Look at how much I care if you're a sub to me or that you're watching this live. Do not care. I don't feel like looking at chat, constantly seeing this talk about Mike. If you guys don't believe he's a police officer or a therapist, goody for you. Okay? Yeah, so well, I'm going to remove you all in a sec, Mike, if it doesn't stop, to be honest with you. Actually, we're going to start that right now. Combat Wombat, have a good day. Where's that other person? Telecline, have a good day. Okay? Go find somewhere else to talk about Mike. There we go. They can go make another account. I just don't want to get irritated by this shit. Okay? So no more. Okay? Okay. So I'm having a hard time with this today because it's just been so much going on and I just feel very frustrated to a point. Like okay, so let's talk about something that JLR was talking about yesterday. So he's not going to ruin the panel. I'm going to ban you as well because obviously it seems like they're just like, freaking have 20 different names kind of coming on in here on there. God, these people are idiots. Anyways, so the truth of the matter is, from the get-go, Robin Rogers has been very vocal about Christopher Proudfoot. She has said a lot of stuff. She's double talked. She's been hypocritical of what she says. And whatever, you know. Is it true? Absolutely. Has Seth said things that have pissed people off, and stuff like that? Certain people, sure. Has Christopher Proudfoot said a whole bunch of shit that's pissed people off? Absolutely. Um, so unless you like getting talked to, talked down to, and stuff like that, and stuff like that, then enjoy. Um, there has been a clear, to me, of all this, there's been a clear person who has been doing everything he can to find his son, and that has been Seth Rogers. It has not been Katie and Christopher. It has been Seth Rogers. I look at everything fully. Okay, so let's see here. Let's customize. "20 minutes or longer." Ban user. You got a nice little following there, Mike. Okay, so let's try this for a bit. Put it on 20 minutes before someone can speak. Okay. So I just don't even care, like, meaning I just judge based on what I'm seeing. Yeah. I don't take anybody's bandwagon. I don't follow the beat of somebody else's drum. I just go by what I witness and what I see, you know? And I think I'm pretty good when it comes to uh, personalities and, the gist of who people are and stuff like that. And so it's not about going, oh, like that I'm clouded or somehow my mind is clouded towards Seth, versus say Christopher. Absolutely not. But it doesn't take a fool to see which person has been out there begging for help, that's literally been there trying to get people to help him. That has been Seth. Okay. So I have forgiveness for, like Robin. She says things in the heat of the moment. You can tell that Seth and her, kind of like, he's his mother's child. He's vocal when he needs to be, and stuff like that. And Christopher, well, I'm sorry, Christopher, but like I said, this is about Sebastian. This is about showing respect. Like when you, like, is it just me now, or is it seeming like that Christopher is diverting from what the real truth is? And he keeps trying to divert. But the thing is that every time Christopher opens his mouth, more paperwork comes out about him. More things come out about him and Sebastian. So when Seth was and Tony and that would well when Seth was talking about the DCS paperwork and how he knows more so what's going oops, I went blurry. 1 second, guys. 1 second here. Let me just fix my camera. I need a swig. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay. Just give me a sec. But anyways, um Christopher Proudfoot, like I said, he's representing Sebastian, right, Katie? And Christopher Proudfoot, you're representing Sebastian. So color me stupid if you guys don't think it's disgusting how Christopher Proudfoot has been acting. And Katie standing there behind him, supporting that man. You know, Christopher Proudfoot can think he's been judged all he wants, unfairly, whatever. But has he really shown? Like, look at what happens when he's pissed off. Look at the person you're dealing with, right? And it's not like it's not his true colors. Those are his true colors. Those might be to the his most anger point of true colors, because obviously you can tell he was pissed off in that conversation. But that just shows you who Christopher Proudfoot is. I know Seth has said fuck off, you know, and but you gotta have a little bit of forgiveness there, because out of all the stuff that he's been going through, so the man loses it very little. And then you have Christopher Proudfoot going around, talking about actually one thing that's pissing me off, and Christopher Proudfoot was saying it too. It is, I'm sorry, but I don't know why they keep getting on this little bandwagon about YouTube creators, and I'm certainly not one of them, because you guys all know I don't make crapola off of YouTube, really, and let alone do I rake in thousands and thousands of views for live. But I don't understand what businesses of theirs, in a sense of meaning they have their jobs to do. There's tons of cases going on, right? But it's almost like I get the impression a little bit that creators should be so lucky to have the Sebastian case and make money off the Sebastian case. And that part gets to me a little bit, because I wish that people they would stop making it about money. People, creators don't have to do anything. If they're literally putting Sebastian's case out there for other people to see, to me, that is better than zero. So I don't understand why they keep worrying about, well, if you're going to make money off of my son's case and this and that and this and that, well, imagine if nobody took on the case and nobody gave a shit. I just don't understand this thing about money to when Seth and Tony were talking about it a bit today, and same with Christopher Proudfoot. Like, creators are allowed to earn money. People donate for whatever reasons they want to. If someone doesn't want to donate money to the Seth Fund or the Sebastian Fund or whatever, and they want to at least promote the case, it's better than nothing. It really bugs me when money becomes a factor in all this. Now, do YouTubers do things to try to propagate views and stuff? Absolutely. Absolutely. And then they got followers that they're going to donate and whatever. I just don't like it when it keeps getting brought up to do this. If people donate to help Sebastian, help Seth, they're going to do that regardless and help out through the GoFundMe. But he shut the GoFundMe down because he said he got tired of listening to the bullshit of it and stuff like that. So he shut the GoFundMe down, right? He didn't have to. But doesn't matter which way you look or turn, there's always something being said, this or that, or this and that. If you listen to everything everyone said, God, I might as well just go dig a hole myself and dig it all the way to frickin' China or something. Like, seriously. So I just don't know why people keep making a big deal out of that. Covering somebody's case, it's because people want to, but there's tons of other cases we could be covering, So I really don't like that innuendo. Maybe you guys have a difference of opinion, but to me, just leave money out of it. Like, as long as there's coverage out there or that there's people willing to help donate their time, or spread the word, I don't know why money keeps becoming a factor. Even if you're the lowest earth of a creator, it's not up to a creator to determine if they give funds to, a cause or not. Again, just covering the story is putting it out there, awareness out there. I don't know. But it's just for me, I just don't like money being talked about the case. In a sense, like, I just don't think that there's a place for this. Seth had a GoFundMe. And again, why do people make a big deal of it? If people want to help him, then who gives a shit? If you don't want to help him, then don't freaking help the guy. But if you want to help him, help him. But why people keep putting their nose in everyone's business is just beyond me. Why do people care so much? And the people that have the biggest mouths are the people that don't donate. It always is. It was always the way in here as well. The people that don't donate are the biggest mouths about people, about not giving, like they're not the ones that give money, or they have the biggest mouths about preaching shit. And I just don't get that. Just mind your own effing business, really. The guy has a GoFundMe and you want to contribute, help the guy out. If you don't, who cares? Don't. Like, I just don't know why money. Christopher Proudfoot, he was all pissed off about the freaking GoFundMe, right? It seemed like that bugged him more than Sebastian missing. Anyway, I'm just getting a little frustrated just with the bullshit of this case. I just really want a simple timeline. Hey, let's have an accurate timeline. And do you think, even if I had a proper timeline, do you honestly believe that we could believe Christopher and Katie after all that's been going on about the actual timeline? So I could put a timeline out there and say, hey, you know what? Thank you for filling in the gaps, Christopher and Katie, just for completing the circle. Again, can't even trust them. So their times could just be bullshit to something else. Who knows? To either them hiding something, not hiding something, we don't know. Because there's just so much bullshit going on that you don't even believe almost nothing anymore. And everything that's been talked about with Sebastian is coming out of their mouths. But if you can't trust what's coming out of their mouths, and I'm talking about Christopher and Katie's, then how can you believe anything anymore with the timeline? And it just puts you back to a big flat square zero. Not even square one, square zero, on there. What are you guys talking about? Thank you for subscribing, Miriam, on there. Let's see here. It's not hard to figure out who he's. No, it's not. It's not you. It's not hard to figure out who he's. No, it's not hard. I just don't like it when it's like, who cares? Like, honestly, it's not about the money part, Again, if people want to cover a case, any any coverage. It's kind of like what they say about celebrities, good or bad press. It's getting out there. It's getting awareness, right? So, like I said, you could be the shittiest creator and you have a ton of views. Is that creating more views? Absolutely. Hey, Charmaine, welcome back.
Sorry,
No,
I apologize, but I was reading chat. That was interesting. I didn't hear what you said, but
which one are you talking about? Mike stuff?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know, trolls. Anyway, I'm just gonna even make it longer because I just honestly don't care. Let's make it custom. Let's just make it. You can't talk unless it's been 5 hours. There you go. Keep the trolls out on there. Um, so good fight on that one. Sorry to anybody knew that was coming in afterwards, but I just don't feel like dealing with trolls. I don't have to. I don't feel like it. And like I said, if they have an issue, they can. I blocked them. The only timeline we can rely on is Sebastian last seen. Uh, yeah, I guess, eh? Anyway, Charmaine,
Sunny,
yeah, can you take
yeah.
over for a minute? I just need to go get some. I'm just so thirsty, and I just
Okay. What is
uh,
this that we're looking at?
well, we're just reading this, but you know what? Here, let me, let me. Okay, what I'll do is stop screen. I'll play Pascal for a few minutes. Um,
You don't
just
trust me to take over? I don't
I,
trust me to take over either.
I
So
do, but this gives us something to talk about when I come back, in a sense.
perfect.
Yeah. So
I
let's
love
just.
the way you think.
And okay, let's hit play.
Is everything amicable? Did you guys part ways in an amicable way, or what's going on
Thought
here?
we did.
Okay, I don't really
You
want to.
say that again. You thought you
Let's get,
did?
let's
Thought
get
we
to some
did.
more juicy parts.
Concurrent with Michael.
Yeah, I'd like to know when, like, what
Okay.
happened right
Somebody
before he
sits there
freaked
and-
out. If
You
you
want to
remember,
know what?
like, what happened, like, right before he went off? Remember, we were talking about backstage, and that's kind of when I came in.
Yeah, but I don't know what time that was at because we were live and I wasn't, and I'm not sure what time that was.
How long was his live stream?
It was. Let me make it smaller. It was streamed live 2 hours ago. It's not saying here because I was playing it from when I had it. So hold on a second. Let me go to it.
Because I only seen, say, the last 45 minutes, and right as soon as I went in,
It was
it was
1 hour and 42.
so I'd say around the hour mark was
Okay,
probably.
I'll stop around. Okay, I'll start it right about here and see if that's it, perhaps. Make it
A
bigger.
little bit chaotic, but yeah, that would be greatly
Sumner
appreciated.
County
All right?
is inside your chat.
Thank you. I'm sure
Yeah,
they
a little
are.
bit more
I'm
than
sure
that.
everyties in this chat right now. Okay,
Pardon?
with a lot of
A
things.
little
that
bit
they
further
want to
back
say.
than that.
So
I saw
Go
that.
back further?
Yeah, maybe about 20 minutes more.
Like back, like meaning like 40 minutes or like
Yeah, like sooner than this in the live stream, sooner than this.
okay.
Not too far back, but yeah.
I'll just leave it there.
Okay.
I mean, if it's not to the
I'll be right
public, have you at least given it to law enforcement?
Oh, Sumner County has had it from the get-go.
Yeah, they've got it.
You know, I've been out. I've been in
Wow.
contact with TBI. TBI didn't have it, and I advised TBI to turn around and request the unredacted records because I got the redacted ones. And I told them that they need to request the unredacted records and they need to look at it.
Okay, that's something I didn't know that they had. It. Tony, can you expand on
Sumner
that?
County.
Oh, go ahead,
Yeah.
Seth.
Tony hasn't seen the records. I haven't shared them with anybody but my attorney.
Wow.
We have for full transparency, we have discussed some of the things in those records very vaguely, but he's under legal advisement not to share those, Pascal.
I see.
With the public.
Okay, I get it. It's just shocking. shocking information, and I'm sure. So you're saying that there's more incidents that happened where CPS showed up to the house beyond just the belt situation with Mr. Proudfoot. Am I correct or am I wrong?
Yes.
Are we talking multiple, or are we just talking about like one other incident?
You're digging.
He's digging, isn't he? He's
I'm
digging.
just saying, hey, I gotta ask these questions.
He's trying to get to the meat.
Yeah.
Just trying to get to a little bit. I'm just trying to get a little bit.
Church.
I mean, we could talk about church another time, but right now
No,
I'm asking that
what
question.
you tell me every time.
Okay.
We talk about church another time.
Yeah, because we're talking about Sebastian right now, right? We're talking about Sebastian right now. So I want to
Maybe God's going to give you the answer the next time you're at church.
There it is. Okay, fine.
We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you about this at the vigil.
There it is. We go, at the vigil.
Oh, yeah, that you said that you told me you were showing up for.
I will definitely come through. It's this weekend, right? But you guys are you guys doing a ride through up to a particular place, or is that a separate vigil? Can you explain that to me?
We're doing it's an MC ride.
Okay.
MC ride. Meeting place will be at 4, kickstands up at 5, rollover vigils from 6 to 7.
Okay. And I'm assuming Tony, you're gonna be sliding through?
I will be. Yes.
Okay.
Sir.
Bet. That sounds dope.
Question.
Question.
You got a motorcycle, Pascal?
No, I do not, man. Do I look like a man that got a motorcycle?
Well, you got the helmet for it.
I'm aerodynamic. Yeah. We both, me and Tony, we both have that
aerodynamic. Wear a helmet
aerodynamic.
here in Tennessee.
But you don't have to wear a helmet in Tennessee?
Have to.
Oh, okay. Then I can't bring my bike. It's a 10-speed, so I can't. I won't be able to catch up. But here it is, though. All right, DCS, right? Those reports. I understand you're not going to disclose much information, but are you going to take legal action against DCS?
That's not something we can discuss now. I would say right now everything is on the table. Just like everybody's a suspect.
Fair enough.
Everything is on the table.
Okay.
Absolutely everything.
Okay.
If Sumner County and TBI won't clear me, then what says that they're cleared?
I see. Okay. Now, of course, I wanted to make sure that we have some of these questions answered. I think we're able to iron out some of those things. I do totally understand your frustration, Seth, to even Tony as well. You just kind of are getting hit, ricochet. You know what I mean? You're getting those ricochet bullets in a way, Tony. So I understand the frustration, and you guys. I understand you guys are just trying to do the right thing, trying to bring some clarity, trying to bring this young man home, and all that.
I want people to start focusing on the goal is finding Sebastian.
Absolutely. And hopefully, if there's any more information, like footage, for example, that you guys have not been able to see yet, I think that that's incredibly important that you ask for that footage. And if that's through a lawyer, then so be it. Whatever it may be, by any means necessary, get that footage so that you can see with your own 2 eyes. Because if there's dash cam footage, for example, from any of their cars that has not been seen yet, that could be crucial information. Big time. Same thing with the DCS reports as well. It could give us some insight on why he may have ran off. Now, again, that's not for me, okay? But for whoever else that's involved in this investigation in trying to find Sebastian, that's what matters the most, okay? But I do have... Go ahead.
I just got a text from a team member. She just wanted me to clarify that that there are 2 separate events. One of them is at 4:00, and that is the ride. The other.
We'll come back to that in a minute. Okay, I don't think we heard your part yet, did we? Did we?
No,
Jimmy? No. Okay,
No.
so it's probably
I
up.
haven't seen any of this part, but where you were last time was right around where I came in. Just
Okay. just to clear up a couple things. So there's kind of a running joke um, that whenever Seth doesn't want to say something, sometimes he'll say, "Did you go to church yet, Pascal?" Right? And so he kind of has this running joke with Pascal about the church, about that. So usually when he says about church, it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
kind of like
yeah,
ask God for your answers.
yeah, exactly. So it's his way of, yeah, blowing off the question pretty much, and then making a joke, doing it in a joking way. There was another one, Ivy. So no, Ivy. He hasn't been known to go for walks or anything like that. Stuff like that. Uh, and I agree. Well, Seth says, I love Seth's response about CPS should not be cleared either because they never contacted him with the CPS calls regarding his son. Right.
It's actually another part of Jennifer Coffendoffer's live stream that they did talk about. She asked, because they talked about his sensitivity, like to his feet and being dirty and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
she asked if Seth thought it was possible that Sebastian could have left wearing socks. Like, would that be more likely than him going off in bare feet?
Right.
And Seth basically said, like, I don't know, I wasn't there, but Sebastian had this habit of not wearing both socks. He would usually only have one sock on, and Seth would
Oh,
be like, where's your other sock? And Sebastian would be like, oh, I don't know. And he'd end
mm,
up finding it like between the wall and the bed or whatever. But that was, I don't know. There was a comment in chat that made me think of that. But for the most part, like I said, it was all about
yeah.
Sebastian, how he
Well,
grew up, what kind of kid he was. So
yeah, exactly. Because multiple times, and I've said this on the live streams multiple times, is like, I just always pictured that he was out in socks, not barefoot, myself. And, but so to hear that he had one sock on, one sock off, uh, like typically or something like that. So
yeah,
it's kind of like both, I guess, eh? Because
yeah.
the reason why is because a lot of people kept saying barefooted. And I was like, why do people keep saying barefooted? Because when you hear the word barefooted, it makes it sound like he didn't have any socks on. But we don't know that he didn't have socks on. Uh,
And another thing that we learned too is that, and I don't know, maybe we knew this before, but Sebastian's foot size was 10 and a half.
yes, we knew that.
So what size are Chris's feet? I still go back to, did he
Chris,
possibly wear somebody else's shoes?
well, first, so Chris is 14, size 14, he said.
Okay.
Okay. Even though I can't see a man with big feet
Same,
can't see
Ivy.
it. He's 5'9".
Have you
Like,
ever been outside with socks and no shoes? Like, that is worse than being outside in bare feet. And I mean, I
yeah,
love
I
being in
think
bare
so.
feet, but
Yeah. Well, the thing is that they found at the retention pond, they found it was a size 10. Um, I believe it was a size 10 footprint, wasn't it, guys? At the retention pond.
hmm.
And that's when they asked, like, what size is Sebastian's feet? And it was like size 10 or whatever. Isn't that correct, guys? That it was
Yeah,
a
like
size.
Seth said, the last pair of boots he bought him was, I'm pretty sure he said 10 and a half.
You know, can I ask you, Charmaine? The more you hear about it, though, the more you keep hearing about like all this information in regards to, okay, so basically it's been said that there's been more than one charge. We've heard that come out from other creators that there's like maybe like 4 or 5 or something like that. Um, and that's why Seth is basically going, yeah, like, so he didn't answer the word multiple. And that's what he's like, you go to church? Go to church yet? Type of thing. Um, and so just knowing that these dynamics of the Sebastian's world that he's living in, doesn't it kind of somewhat make you wonder really what happened that day? You know what I'm
It
saying?
does, and a lot more now because, well, I mean, I don't like to talk this way. I really don't, but I need to see something about some proof that Katie was only gone for 10 minutes. And I say it all the time. I keep thinking of Letitia Stock and the things that can happen in a garage. And the fact that Seth also said that Sebastian wasn't the greatest sleeper. Like he did
Right.
not like to sleep. And,
Yeah.
sometimes at Seth's house, he would say, well, I'm not tired. And Seth would say, like, okay, well, you don't have school tomorrow, so go ahead and stay up, but we do have stuff to do tomorrow. And then the next day, Sebastian would regret not sleeping, but he would still do the stuff. But he just did not like going to sleep. So there are a million things that could have happened, but I don't know. The garage is just too... And it's a shame that Letitia did what she did to Gannon, because if not, I would never even think of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's only so many things that could have happened to this kid.
Right. He has literally vanished. He's gone. Where'd he go? And who's the last person to see him? And where was he seen? And why isn't law enforcement releasing video saying this is Sebastian as he was leaving the house? This is what he was wearing.
They don't have any, they've said.
That's my point.
Yeah,
they don't have any.
right, exactly.
So,
right, exactly. So, right, did he Houdini in the back trunk of a vehicle, out of the house? Because honestly, that is one of the biggest pieces of timelines there that we don't know the true answer to,
And Pascal raised an excellent point many times throughout his life, is that law enforcement has not given any kind of an update, not even an update to say we're still investigating, or we haven't given up, or there's still no evidence of foul play. Nothing. They haven't said anything.
No, and you have to wonder why about that too. Like, why not?
Exactly, Anne. That's what I'm saying. Exactly, Anne. Exactly.
I don't know. So let me put it this way. I used to mostly think that he was off dead somewhere in the woods or something, that they just missed him, finding him. Right. But I just doesn't feel right to me that some autistic child who has a routine sneaks out, bypasses every camera, everything around. They couldn't find him during a search either. It just seems unrealistic a little bit to think that all that thing fell perfectly in line. It's possible.
Not 2 months down the road.
Yeah. And
so,
so the more that time goes on and the more we keep hearing, I'm sorry, but I keep going right back to the house or something, or if that footprint was at the retention pond, right? Like, it's just in your head. You can't try to keep looking at it logically. Okay, so if he did make it to the retention pond, how did himself and a vehicle go unnoticed? Considering TBI has said there's not one piece of video that has any evidentiary value, so you take that into, of course, account. So where does that leave you? Back to the garage.
Right. And at what time of day? You know what I mean? So,
Right.
I mean,
again, everything is their words, their timeline. So,
yeah. So, I mean, the thing is, like, if we remember with the Gannon Stock case, the neighbor's ring cam or whatever, we saw her leave the house with Gannon that afternoon, and he was obviously medicated or drugged up or whatever. And people say, well, we didn't see him get out of the truck when they got home, but the FBI and the investigators said, no, he was there. He did. We just didn't get to see that part of the video.
Right.
But my point of that is, even if something happened at, say, midnight or 10 o'clock or whenever the thud was, somebody's ring cam would have picked up her car leaving.
Right.
But then Anne again brought it up in that Gannon Stock case, his remains were in her car when law enforcement was first there taking the report. So
is that crazy?
I don't like thinking this way about it, but there's just But the landfill search, we figured that out, Ivy, and I don't know if you were here or not, but the construction site that the dogs tracked him to,
Hmm.
the landfill that they went to search, that was the construction site's landfill. So that's why they went there. Um, that's it, and I mean, when I can't remember who it was, but somebody cleared that up, and I was like, oh, okay, so that's not law enforcement cutting through red tape and getting a search warrant and all this other stuff for an out of state landfill on a hunch, because they wouldn't do that. Something would have led them there, and CD backed me up in that thinking. But then somebody else came in and said, no, that landfill was where that construction site, where that company was taking their trash to, but because his scent was tracked there. Exactly, Ivy. Yeah. So I mean, it did make sense after I heard that. It kind of I let it go out of my mind after that. But before that, I would not let that go. That landfill just didn't sit right with me
Yeah.
because it
Um,
was not a criminal investigation at that point. They were, you know what I'm saying? They didn't come out and say that at that point. So something led them there. And now we know what led them there. The construction site where he was tracked to. That's where they dumped their garbage. So makes sense.
Another thing that kind of confuses me too about that. Hi, Laura. Another thing that kind of confuses me about that, to be honest with you, is Seth on our show clearly said that he saw the trash can video, and but he couldn't make out if it was Sebastian or not. And so I don't know why it keeps being said from his side about the trash can video, like as if it was fact, considering Seth said he couldn't make out if it was Sebastian or not. And I said, well, could you make out that there was a figure? And he said, yes, I could make out that there was somebody there, but I couldn't make it out to Sebastian. But yet, next thing I know, like his PI is saying that, it was certain that Sebastian had taken out the garbage. So I'm confused on that, how it went from Seth saying he couldn't, considering there was supposedly another neighbor that said um, that they didn't visually see Sebastian taking out the garbage for the camera footage that they handed over, but the neighbor had asked the police officer if
Mhm.
they could see that or if they knew it was Sebastian. And according to a neighbor, they said yes. But I'm thinking, well, Seth is looking at the same ass video. And if he can't make it out, are they just assuming it was Sebastian? And it could very well be. But I just don't know how you go from saying that you couldn't make him out to words coming from his corner that Sebastian did take out it, as if it was certainty. So I'm still confused on that, and I still don't believe fully in that. Like, it's not I mean, it's not that I don't necessarily believe that Sebastian didn't take out the garbage, but it's one of those things that because there's been two things said from the same corner, I'm not convinced still on that one.
Yeah.
Like, meaning the Texas Roadhouse one, I'm convinced on because the girl that worked there said that KD and Sebastian had left at approximately 6:30. The
Mhm.
person that actually worked there, plus we had Seth say he saw the video. But I'm not still certain on that whole garbage time. But not to say I don't disbelieve or believe. I just don't know with that one. But the bottom line is, well, with this whole case, okay, let me ask you something. How do you feel about, like, in all honesty? Um, Thank you, Laura. How do you feel in all honesty about Seth still kind of losing his shit a little bit on live streams? Um, and I don't know, I'm just kind of wondering like where you are because it's like if they keep it to the facts, you know, and just are talking about Sebastian and kind of like, okay, so like Pascal, he started off by talking about some of the crap going around and trying just to, ask about it, kind of like put it out there, lay it to rest type of thing, so I understand that. But there's multiple times he gets a little bit aggressive still. when he sees, like, he's too busy reading some of the chat stuff
Hmm.
that starts pissing him off, and he starts losing his shit for a minute. And that's kind of why when Tony was like, okay, not
Yeah.
like, type of thing. I'm just feeling like at the end of the day, as much as I stand for Seth and what he's doing to help find Sebastian, I am getting really tired of this back and forth stuff, and like, meaning ignoring. Like, if people want, there's always going to be people that are going to say crappy shit, and sure, it sucks. But between them all, I just feel really tired of listening to
Mhm.
this little petty shit that keeps going on, you
I
know?
agree. And he said today that he's not on social media anymore. Like all of these interviews that he's doing are being scheduled and kind of, I guess, supervised by Tony.
Right.
He's trying to back away from these chat rooms because of how frustrated he is, and totally understandable. I mean, I can't even imagine. But I'm not going to. I'm not even going to try to form an opinion on how he's behaving, or even like hear me out here. Even how Chris Proudfoot is behaving. This is his personality,
Yeah.
and he he is disrespectful and completely out of line the way he talks to people, but they're all frustrated, and far be it for me to judge somebody who is missing a child and have to deal with, like, look at just a little bit that Mike put up with today. They're doing that on like an enormous scale. So I'm not going to judge them. I wish that Chris would be a little bit more respectful and mindful of what he says to people, and reel it in a little bit and try to do more what Seth is doing right now. Stop paying attention to all of us who really, we're just trying to get the case to stay in the spotlight and to help in whatever way we can find their son. If they don't tell us the drama, most of us are not going to start the drama. You know what I mean? Just keep your eye
True.
on the goal, find your son. None of this back and forth matters. And if you have something to hide, if there are all of these DCF reports or whatever, and all of that, law enforcement knows.
But,
Like Seth even says, like they've got it all. They've got the unredacted stuff. And
well, at the end of the day, the truth of the matter, though, is when you actually think about it, Charmaine, now that this light bulb went off in my head right now, to be honest with you, if there wasn't the drama, nobody would really be paying attention to this case that much anymore.
for sure.
It would
And
be
do
too
we think
boring,
for 1 second that they're purposely doing it to keep the case out there? I don't.
you know?
But I don't,
No,
I
right.
wouldn't doubt for a personality, I'm not saying Chris Proudfoot, but a personality like Chris Proudfoot to be playing into it,
Mhm.
to keep it going. That's not noble in any sense of the
Yeah.
word, but you know what I mean? I mean, I wouldn't, that's something that type of personality could
Yeah.
potentially be doing.
Well, like I said, I mean, just in all honesty, people love drama. If there's drama,
Yeah,
people pay attention to it.
yeah.
And this case would be pretty bland if there wasn't drama. Like, meaning creators only hold attention as far as something becomes, you know, like mainstream pretty much in the news. And the
Mhm.
minute there's not anything new. So just to report on Sebastian missing and keep awareness would bore most YouTube creators because there's no drama to it. So,
So I want to go, sorry, I want to go back to Stefa. She said, I want to know what evidence law enforcement had to get the search warrant for the landfill. And so it would be a probable cause. And if his scent was tracked to the landfill, that is enough probable cause for a judge to say, yeah, go check that out. Right. So, I mean,
yeah,
the landfill is kind of I think it's safe to say at this point the landfill is a non-issue. It was a lead, or not even a lead, but it was something that they had to follow up on, and rightfully so, and they found nothing. So
yeah. That landfill thing, I think it still bugs a lot of people for some reason.
it did, and I think most people I wish I remember who cleared that up for me, but even for me, if that person didn't come on and say, it might have been Lone
That was
Pony,
me.
actually.
Who?
Lone Pony. No,
No, I'm
not
the
about
one that told you about
construction.
it.
No.
You talking about the landfill?
The landfill, the construction site being
I
there.
told you about that.
No, it was Lone Pony. It was
No,
somebody in
it was
chat.
me.
I made you go back up there. You might have agreed with them and said, "Oh yeah, I
Okay,
thought you knew that."
okay.
But
So we'd already talked about that. That's probably what happened. Is that we'd already talked about that probably like a live or two before that.
yeah,
So correct. Somebody in chat said something, and then I
and my
told you
mind was
about it.
blown, and you were like, "What? You didn't know that?"
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
As usual.
Yeah, only because, like I said, because I did plenty of lives by myself, in a sense as well. Your
That was
daughter
right
was
around, I think, when my kid was
right
going through
having
her
her child.
month-long labor.
Yeah, exactly, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know.
The
I
only
just
reason they needed the warrant, Anna, is because it was over state lines. So I did look into that, but they did need to get a search warrant for it because it was across the state line.
you know, when I'm thinking about this, honestly, if I did a live and said, yes, keep the focus on Sebastian, because honestly, it's what about, right? To me, when I think about that, that's discussing the timeline, what could have possibly have happened. Because if I was to come on and do a live and say, well, let's just focus on Sebastian, right? Well, the live would be dead within 5 minutes, because the whole point is that the only thing really about Sebastian is the whole timeline. Like, and it's as far as we know from Chris and Katie, and a little bit of Seth and stuff like that. But honestly, we can talk about, yeah, Sebastian has a great smile. He has, da 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 da. But I mean, during the live, you got to talk about something, you
That's
know.
right.
So, meaning to me, it was just really always about, here's what we got. He didn't disappear like freaking Houdini. An
Mhm.
alien ship didn't pull him up, So he had to have gone somewhere. And yet there's only so many scenarios, There's either somebody assisted him, you know, or or somebody took him out of the house via garage, in a sense, or he left on his own accord, and far be it for any drone or any dog or any searcher to come across Sebastian, and no cameras.
Right.
So, I mean, there's just really, that's really all you got to go on. Like, it's not like some pedo rapped on his door, and said, like, come with me.
Or Ben
Again,
came up with a potential scenario earlier when he said maybe he couldn't sleep and he wanted to go out for a walk and ran into the wrong person.
right. But the thing is, there would have been some sort of cam on this. There
I
would have been
agree.
something. And that's just it. And that's why, if there's all these homes with cameras on them, even in the darkest of places, you would still see a vehicle. Even if the lights were off, you would still see movement on the camera of something, right?
Mhm.
And so when there's nothing, it takes you right back to the home. So it's either he made it somehow to that retention pond, and that was his footprint there, and he just fooped, you know, into a vehicle or something. Somebody assisted him, or took him. Um, I mean, it's possible, but it just seems unlikely that a vehicle and a person could get past all the cameras that are in that area. It's highly unlikely. So the most likely scenario typically would be in the home, in the car, in the garage.
Yeah.
I mean, like, in all fairness. Sorry, Katie, but in all fairness. Because there's only so many things that could have happened to Sebastian. And so I think, to me, like I said, they can't charge anyone because they got nothing to go on, first of all, if they had anything to do with it or not, meaning Katie and Christopher. But I'll tell you, the more that we keep seeing of this information, the more you can't help but feel that Sebastian or somebody helped him removed him from the situation. Because there are those people that do stuff like that.
And what connections did he have at school? Like, I'm sure law
Right.
enforcement has backed it up, but there could have been some kind of a support worker in the school. It could have been a janitor. There could have been
Yeah.
a teacher who was leaving. There are other scenarios, but it still doesn't answer the question: why did no camera pick anything up at all? But they picked up a garbage truck.
Yeah. Tell me when I'm wrong, Pinky. 8:28, Charmaine. Didn't Aspen say, "Oh, I'll be about 30 minutes, 45 minutes late"?
He did, and I'm just wondering because I mean, my stomach is really sore. So when he comes, I'm leaving. But
Is your stomach still really sore?
yeah,
You know what? I'm good anyway, honestly. I'm actually quite tired. This case, when I was watching Pascal, and I appreciated the information, I appreciated the live.
yeah,
I do. I just, I don't even know where to go with Sebastian's case because there's nowhere to go.
that's
You
right.
know, like there's nowhere to go, and again, it really just becomes about maybe the drama isn't so bad after all. To be
Mhm.
honest, because the drama is what's like I said, like I'm even going, like what else can I do and talk about on a live? Like there's nowhere to go.
Mhm.
There's no information. There's nothing.
No,
So
and now, like I said earlier, you can go and watch Jennifer Coffindaffer and go learn a little bit about how Sebastian came to be. It's
yeah, I will watch that because that
it was much better than the venomous lives that I've been watching lately involving Sebastian because it's never really involving Sebastian, and it's sad. So Jennifer did a good job, and I think that Pascal
nice.
does a good job as well. But it
I
is
didn't feel convinced on you saying that. I only felt kind of.
I mean, he still has to ask these questions and stuff, and he is like his chat was like off the rails today,
Yeah.
off the rails. Christopher Proudfoot, or a profile named Christopher Proudfoot, was in chat, and it was moving so fast I couldn't keep up to read what he was saying. But I am going to rewatch just for that purpose. And not because I'm hungry for drama, but just because I want to know what the man is saying.
I was going to say, so at one point, all I saw, because chat was moving fast, and I don't pay attention to chat too much, but I did look over and it said, "Where's your son, Chris?" And I wasn't sure if they were talking to say Christopher Proudfoot in chat or if it was just saying that. And I'm like, but it was going by so fast that I was like, whatever, you know.
The
So yeah,
wedding night talk was on Jennifer Coffindaffer, guys.
yeah. So you guys, holy smokes, go watch Jennifer. What's her channel called again?
I'm not sure. I don't even know how I found it. Like,
It's
I
okay.
don't.
I can just type in Jennifer Coffindaffer and
Yeah,
Sebastian,
yeah,
and it will come up, or Seth
yeah.
Rogers.
And it's like 53 minutes long.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to go watch that. That would be nice to hear. Because, like I said at the start of this live, I wanted to do a live with Seth about Sebastian,
Mm-hmm.
to bring it back to what it was supposed to be about, which was Sebastian. And I kind of wanted to get to know who Sebastian more was as a person than just the nominal stuff we were hearing,
That's right.
And that, so.
Just a character and a story and
Yeah.
the soap opera. You know what I mean? Like this really kind of reeled it back in for me. Not that I ever forgot that Sebastian is a 15-year-old boy who went missing, but with all the drama and all the mud, it's hard. It gets lost, and I think that she did a really good job humanizing the boy again. So
yeah, you guys. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Thanks, Charmaine. Oh, thanks, Aspen. It was just a pleasure having Aspen on tonight. Isn't it nice when he doesn't say anything at all? Sometimes perfect.
Sometimes hiding behind his camera. This time hiding behind his keyboard. He's probably one of those trolls that you booted.
Yeah, exactly right. Anyways, guys, go watch Jennifer Coffindaffer on that one. Prayers for Sebastian. And truly, truly, I mean, I hope this story does have a good ending at some point. And I hope that ending comes soon. It's just children's cases are so sad. Anyways, you guys, I just think we could have been obsessing about Delphi right now. No, yeah, could have been. Oh, right, it's the 13th,
Yes, it would have been jury selection starting today.
right?
Woo!
I
Dodge
know.
that bullet.
Okay, take care, guys. Have a good one. Thank you guys
Bye.
for joining. Take care, guys. Bye.
A Norfolk night, the world is cold. We stand surrounded, we are not alone. Within my reverie, there's holy light. Without a number, we stand and fight. A Norfolk night.